Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Marcus Spears, former Cowboys players, get more media opportunities. The Dallas Cowboys have long been known as America's team. And while one could argue how accurate that nickname is, it's certainly true when it comes to the media space. Appearing on Thursday's episode of The Dan Patrick Show, Marcus Spears discussed the perks that come along with playing for the Cowboys. And in doing so, the former Dallas defensive end admitted that donning the star has opened up doors in the media for many former players, including himself. There's a lure to being a Cowboy, man, Spears said. Like, I still eat free around here. I still get people calling me to do stuff. I still make money off the fact that I played for the Cowboys. This city has been absolutely amazing. Now, obviously the perks come with the fact that you were drafted by the Cowboys. And people recognize you and they want to be a part and attached. Like Troy Aikman on Monday Night Football? That's got something to do with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm on ESPN. That's got something to do with playing for the Dallas Cowboys. It's not just about local. Like the local people love us and they tell us every chance they get. But the national presence that you have when you play for the Cowboys as well is I think second to none. I mean, we're all over the media. That ain't no coincidence, DP, okay? Obviously, it would be tough to argue with Spears' point. From Aikman and himself to Tony Romo, Michael Irvin, Daryl Johnston, Keyshawn Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, and even Jason Garrett, it's hard to watch any sort of NFL coverage or broadcast without a former Cowboys player or coach being involved. Of course, getting in the opportunity is only half the battle. And as Emmitt Smith and Jason Witten's short-lived media stints showed, it doesn't matter how great of a former player you were or which opportunity you were gifted if you don't have the chops. To that end, it's worth noting that Spears' football acumen, charisma, and chemistry with co-hosts have had far more to do with his on-screen success than the team he used to play for. But to his point, it's possible he might not have ever had the opportunity to showcase those skills had he been drafted by a different team. Cowboys need more from rookie. When the Dallas Cowboys defense put on the tape of their 31-10 loss to the Buffalo Bills, it was downright embarrassing. They didn't tackle well. They were pushed around and weren't physical. They didn't set the edge. And were out-schemed and were downright bullied to the tune of 266 yards rushing on a whopping 49 attempts. Running back, James Cook ran 25 times for a career-high 179 yards. His average of 7.2 yards per attempt was an example of how the Cowboys' defense was playing two-hand touch for much of the game. Blame falls on everyone from the coaches to the players. And while no Cowboys defense since Dan Quinn arrived in 2021 has allowed that many yards on the ground, the run defense has always been the proverbial kryptonite of a unit that rushed the quarterback and turns the ball over more as well as any team in the league. It's the reason the Cowboys team's decision to take Mammoth, Michigan nose tackle Motzie Smith in the first round of 2023 NFL Draft was heralded inside and outside organization as a sound move. It was not about being sexy, it was about doing what was right to take the defense from good to great. Smith said on draft night, "The Cowboys told me that the first and foremost my job is coming in and be that elite run defender they need for the defense. And my second job is to show everybody that I can affect the quarterback. That is something I need to work on, I got to hone in on. But I can't lose sight of the first goal to make sure I stop that run and make sure that I'm stout in the middle." Coach Mike McCarthy backed up the decision to take the 6'3", 323-pound Smith, who was the first defensive tackle taken in the first round by the franchise since Russell, Maryland in 1991. Clearly, the focus when you go through evaluation postseason, and it's clearly that we wanted to improve our run defense, McCarthy said. And I think it's clear, he does that. We love everything about Motzie. He is great fit for us. But the strength of defense is we take the ball away and we pass rush. We just want to get better on early downs. The Cowboys ranked 22nd in the NFL against the run in 2022, giving up an average of 129.3 yards per game. They gave 2.7 yards before contact per rush, ranking 21st. And Cowboys defensive tackles ranked 28th in interior run-stop win rate last year, 28.5%. Ironically, the Cowboys hadn't needed or asked much of Smith heading into the Bills game. They ranked 3rd overall and a respectable 13th against the run. Veteran Jonathan Hankins handled the buck of the load as nose tackle, allowing Smith to slowly acclimate to the NFL game. His power and brute strength, by poor technique and not getting off the ball as fast needed. Smith had long only logged 11 and 13 snaps in the previous 2 games against Seattle Seahawks and Philadelphia Eagles. Last week, McCarthy said Smith was doing a hell of a job and pointed to the veterans on the defensive for his minimal impact. "We understand he's a first-round pick and all that," McCarthy said. "He's come in here to do a job that's dirty. This is not a statistic-filled role that he has that's going to bring a bunch of notoriety." With that, I think the first time he sat down in my office, we talked about life in the A-gap. That's why he was drafted here. He has the ability to do more, and he'll be given a chance to do more. Smith got a chance to do more against the Bills, garnering a season-high 32 due to Hankins' absence with a high ankle sprain. Chiefs expect to lose 51 games as starter in NFL free agency. While the Kansas City Chiefs remain focused on the 2023 campaign, they are heading into an important offseason on the defensive side of the ball, with Chris Jones, Willie Gay, Jarius Sneed and Mike Dana set to hit free agency, among others. Considering KC's defense currently ranks 3rd in the NFL in points allowed, expect at least 1 or 2 of these 4 starters to walk toward a bigger payday. Gay may be the most likely to leave given the Chiefs' depth at linebacker. On December 18, Bleacher Report's NFL team agreed, predicting the former second-round pick would sign with the Dallas Cowboys in 2024. The Dallas Cowboys would be looking for a new young linebacker. Since being drafted in 2020, Gay has started 51 games for the Chiefs, including the regular season and playoffs combined. Overall, he's been a very solid contributor when he's on the field, helping Kansas City win the Super Bowl last year. That said, Gay hasn't changed the game as much as fellow linebacker Nick Bolton or fellow free agents Jones and Sneed. Because of those 2 factors, plus the emergence of young LBs Leo Chanel, Jack Cochran and Cam Jones, Gay could be one of the odd men out in March. And that's not necessarily a bad thing for the 25-year-old. The former Mississippi State product has shown enough versatility and promises to earn a decent contract elsewhere, as we've seen in the past with former champion Chiefs when they hit the open market. It might not be the Saints, but it wouldn't be surprising if Gay wore a different jersey during OTAs next spring. After being released prior to Week 15, veteran linebacker/special teamer Darius Harris was re-signed to Kansas City's practice squad on December 19. Chiefs Digest insider Matt Derrick shared the news on Reed and the Chiefs. The move also replenishes the linebacker depth, which is stronger than ever with Bolton and Drew Tranquill healthy again. And you fan, what do you think of the Willie Gay situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.